Happy holidays, everyone. It's Amanda here with your 2020 RuneScope. And yes, if you didn't get the memo, if you didn't watch the intro in last month's RuneScope, this will be my last video. And I will no longer be conducting private Skype sessions after December 19th. That's gonna be the last day. I did open up a few more dates if you have never gotten a reading from me and always wanted to, or it's been a while since you've gotten one. You can drop me a line at my email address. It's below in the box below the video. If it's gone, if it's not there, that just means that all of those appointments have been booked. So yeah, it's just time for me to move on. I got to do what I'm always telling you guys to do and follow the path that Spirit is shoving me in, and actually has been for the last 2 years. So I'm actually really excited about the new chapter and to have a better work-life balance. That will be nice. So it's just time. But, so I do take my own advice, just to let you know. But it's been a great 7.5-year ride here on YouTube. If I ever do come back, I never say never, but I don't have any plans to. If I do, though, I will pop up on this channel to say hi and see who's hanging out. So if you want to stay subscribed, feel free, or just search for RuneScopes every now and then to see if I'm back. I do love doing this. It's something I enjoy. So even if I'm not on here, trust me, I will be reading someone's runes or tarot out there in the world somewhere. But thank you so much for your support, your comments, your likes, your shares, all of my regulars. Thank you so much for supporting me over the years. I couldn't have done it without you. It was the whole point I was here. And even if these videos had only helped a few people, it would have been worth it. But from the heartfelt comments I've received, I can tell, and I'm so heartened and happy and actually humbled by your comments from last month. And I'm sure I'll get more this month. And I read every single one, so I am reading those as you comment. I do read those. So thank you so much, and I'm so happy and humbled to hear that the videos have helped so many people. And I'm so glad that I could do that. And so thanks for the support. But yeah, this is gonna be our last one. Also, the Vimeo channel will be going away. I think it's the end of January or February. I'm not really sure. Again, all of that content will be outdated. The last thing I posted was November spiritual guidance. So that'll be over anyway. However, this YouTube video will be here all year for 2020. Do check back in from time to time to see where you are with our runes. We're gonna be using the Medieval Scapini Tarot for our 2020 RuneScopes. And then also I'm going to pull a major arcana from the Oswald Worth tarot deck. I did get it to shuffle better. It was a lot easier with just the major arcana. But I want to pull like a yearly overview card for all of you and just kind of see what themes, or what at least some of the major themes are going to be that you're dealing with in 2020. So without further ado, have a lovely holiday season, and a happy new year too. And let's jump in and see how that new year is gonna go for y'all. Hey Scorpio. Let's see what the runes have got for 2020. Oh my squirts. 2020, Scorpio. 2020 for Scorpio. What's going on with you in 2020? Ah, there's the lock. Ooh, lots of runes. So as always, Scorpio, keep in mind, we got a general reading here. So not all of the messages may apply specifically to you. Some are going to be for the other Scorpios that are watching. You can always check the video for your rising sign as well to get additional messages, info, or clarification on whatever comes up here. If I have any private sessions available, I will have mentioned that in the intro. If you want to book a private session, I don't know. I record that last, so I don't know how many will be left by the time I get around to that. So just rewind if you want to get a private session. And I'll let you know if I have any of those available. But in general, we're going to start in the present. And for these readings, since we're talking about a whole year, present is going to extend from like the end of 2019 through the end of March 2020, the end of December 2019 into end of March. And for that, we've got the Pope in reverse in your present. Here's what it looks like in this deck. So you or someone close to you is bucking tradition. You're not doing things the way society or your family or the status quo. You're going against the grain in some way. Doing something differently. Approaching things differently. It's a slow process though. It's going to take time. So whatever maybe you're approaching your work in a different way, or you're trying something totally different, or you're wanting to kind of, like if you work in corporate America or some kind of structured institution like a hospital, this card can have a lot to do with, hospitals, the medical field. Maybe you're wanting to go a different way, not go the accepted route. For example, if you're a doctor, maybe you're wanting to incorporate more holistic or herbal remedies, or things like acupuncture into your practice. There's something about going against the grain, but yeah, it's a slow process that you're starting to integrate or thinking about integrating. Maybe when you're watching this video, and you're going to start the process. This can also be going against it also is the church. I mean, after all, it's the Pope. So going against maybe childhood teachings or deciding you no longer believe a certain way. And like, no, I don't really believe that. I believe this more. Maybe a less like orthodox approach to something, something more like I don't go to church. I'm not Christian, but I'm spiritual, or I'm not, or I'm a Buddhist, or I'm gonna explore this other discipline or this other area of spirituality. And you could find an awakening through this. This is the rune of awakenings. Others of you could get justice in some sort of hierarchy situation. So yeah, any sort of like, if there's been something that has been happening in like your neighborhood or the local government, or it could be legal proceedings. You could be taking legal action. And it could lead to, it could change things for the better. It'll be maybe a long process, but you'll see the fruits of your labor. So this could be something you're starting here at the end of 2019 or early 2020, so that you can, maybe this could be some sort of rule or regulation also that you consider unfair. Maybe you're like, this impedes on my rights, or it's just not fair. So can we get it taken care of here? What can I do about this situation? So the challenge or the focus. Let's take a look at that for Scorpios. We've got the Knight of Swords. So this is an air sign energy. Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra. And it's interesting, Pisces just got this. Well, the first way this is coming in is it could be somebody offering you a job, but the challenge is, I don't know, for some reason you may feel maybe you would have to move to do this, or there's something about the location, or like maybe you're married and or you're living with a boyfriend or a girlfriend, and it's like I can't just move because I have this other person, and they're not going to go for it. So the challenge could be, look honey, I've got this awesome position, you know, and I really don't want to pass it up, but I would have to move for it. Can we do that? This could also be your partner getting this opportunity, especially if your partner is an air sign. In these general readings, these court cards can be male or female, just a reminder. For some of you, it'll be a male. For others of you, it will be a female. For others of you, I do feel like this is somebody who is new in your workplace, and they are interested in them romantically, or they're interested in you, or you could both be interested in each other. But maybe there's like a policy that people shouldn't date, or people who work together shouldn't date, or it could be you meet at some sort of work event also, and this person doesn't live near you. So maybe they are, maybe it's a long distance situation. You may try it for a while, but then the challenge is to decide, what you're going to do about it. Are you going to stay there? Are they going to move near you? There could be a decision at some point in 2020, like if we're going to continue this, somebody's got to move. But yeah, there does seem to be a lucrative partnership here for something in 2020, an offer. Somebody who is offering you something quite significant. So it's either a job or love. It could be both for some of you. You could start a new job and then also meet this person after you start the job. But yeah, there's something that you have to stop or stop doing or leave or end in order to do this. For some of you, it could be that you start a new job, you meet someone new, but you're already in a relationship with someone else, and then you're like, oh my God, I have to figure out how to leave this other situation because I feel like this person's more right for me. So yeah, there could be some challenging decisions you need to make, particularly when it comes to love. Now, the Hierophant also is a card of divorce in reverse, so I am just gonna throw that out there. In the upright, this is, it's a church wedding. It's being married by the Pope, being married in the eyes of the church, or being married in the eyes spiritually and government, both. But there could be something where you've got to break that. You've got to break a vow, even if you're not married. If you're living with someone or you're in a serious relationship, that's a vow, right? We've promised to be with that person. So there may be something you've got to break here, Scorpio, because there's something or someone you didn't anticipate showing up. But it could also be a job offer that does this, either for you or the person you're connected with. So there's changes coming on the personal front. But I feel like for most of you, your challenge is to accept what is on offer from this air sign individual. For most of you, you do not know this person whenever you're watching this, particularly if you're watching it in December of 2019. This is not somebody who's going to show up until 2020. So, I mean, yeah, you may be like, oh no, I'm married and happy and da-da-da. No one could ever change my mind. Well, you haven't met this person yet. So you never know who's around the corner, who's going to walk through the door. You have free will though, right? If this person doesn't work out to be the be all end all, or somebody that that you feel like you need to be with, then you don't have to. You've got free will. This could just be a contract or a negotiation, or again, something to where you're bucking the system. You're going against the grain here. This could also be a lawyer who is helping you deal with this. End one partnership so you can be in another, or like getting you money back from a partnership, some association or contract that you were in. You're going to be able to save that money now because this lawyer gets you out of this deal. The help that's going to be available, got the Six of Swords in reverse. Here's what it looks like in the upright. So let's see what's coming up here with the Six of Swords as your help in 2020. Well, there's something that you'd given up on or left behind. And there was some sorrow associated with this, Scorpio. So, I mean, there was an ending or something. And for some of you, this could have happened last year in 2019. For others of you, it could be further back. For some of you, it could be many years ago. But something that you just had to let it go and move on from because there was no resolution or things ended badly. I feel like for many of you, this was a relationship. Now, it doesn't have to necessarily be romantic. Maybe it was a family relationship or a friendship. I feel like you're getting a second chance at something. You're getting a second crack at something in 2020 that you had given up hope on. Like you had almost, you'd written this off or written this person off or just, you know, well, I guess that's not meant to happen. That's not meant to be, or, you know, this is never, I guess, we're never going to be able to work this out. There's something like that you're getting a second chance at. And now how that's going to work out, it's different for all of you, right? It could also be a work opportunity, but I do feel it feels more personal than that for most of you. But yeah, it could be a second crack at a job or a second crack at a career or a field that you always wanted to get into. But I think for most of you, this is a relationship or someone that you cared a lot about, cared deeply about. And it's coming up as a help to you. So it's either that you can fix this, you know, the second chance is worth it, or maybe for some of you, you can finally just kind of be at peace with that. You know, sometimes when we get the second crack at something, we feel very differently than we did the first time around. So it could be, you know, and if you're young, you may not have experienced that yet. That's something that as you get older, you're like, yeah. Once you no longer care, that's when it's like, oh, this person comes back, and you're like, oh yeah, I really would have been over the moon that you were back about 10 years ago, but now I really don't care. It is coming up as a help to you though. So there's some benefit you're going to get out of this, Scorpio. You're happy to see this person. You are happy to be reunited. I do feel like there is some sort of resolution here with this. What must be accepted? Got yet another person. Knight of Wands. So fire sign energy here. Sag, Aries, or Leo could be, or someone with those traits. Someone who is very much a go-getter. They are an initiator. Like they'll try anything once. But this is in the upright. So it's like they usually just, their intuition leads them to success. This is also a card associated with relocation and travel though. So kind of going back to maybe having to relocate for a job, or maybe a job that requires a lot of travel, right? And if you've got a family, a spouse, a boyfriend or girlfriend that you're living with, I mean, it could be wow, you're going to be gone for so many months. Who's going to help me with the kids? Or, how can we work this out? That sort of energy. But I feel like for many of you, this is this person that we were talking about that you're reunited with. So yeah, male or female fire sign. And there's a joyousness to hear from this person again, to reunite. This is somebody whose company you enjoy, who you have a lot of fun with. You just find their communication entertaining. For some of you, this Knight of Swords and Knight of Wands could be the same person. Because again, with the Rune of Joy, this could be an offer to reunite, somebody from the past or a past life. This doesn't always have to be, this past could be a past life, so you maybe haven't even met this person in this lifetime yet, but you'll feel like you know them. But yeah, you just really enjoy this person's energy, their company. and the way they think and the way that you're just very entertained by their approach to life. You find it inspiring because they're very passionate about their career or what they're into. This energy doesn't do anything halfway. They're all in or they're all out, which, I mean, if this is a relationship, if this is this same person, then, that's cool. Because if they're all in with you, they're all in. And they're going to tell you so. They're going to communicate it. But I feel like you would enjoy the same things, have a lot of the same hobbies. You have a lot in common with this person. You have a lot of connections, a lot of connected interests. So this is not someone whose energy would feel opposite or, because they do say opposites attract, but I'm not feeling that. Even though fire and air are not, they are very opposite to you, Scorpio. But I mean, a lot of you Scorpios out there may have a lot of fire and air in your chart. That, I mean, this person is just really, you guys do sync up. And I see you talking, having a lot of deep conversations about, for some of you, about the past. For others of you, about the future. For many of you, both. Now the outcome, unfortunately, is the Three of Swords. So I think this is talking about, though, for a lot of you, that old energy because of the rune sitting next to this. So let's break it down here. Three of Swords is sorrow, it's heartbreak, it's a triangle. 3 people involved in a relationship. Also, divorce. So going back to this, in order for you to be with the person you feel intuitively and spiritually connected with, you may have to divorce someone else, Scorpio. So yeah, there could be an element of, and again, we do have 2 different people here on the table. So, I mean, I do feel like some of you are dealing with 2 different suitors, 2 different people that you are interested in. And it's like either way you choose, you're going to have to break someone's heart. I do feel like, though, it's you making the decision, Scorpio, though, because of the rune we have here. This is following your intuition, seeking advice from somebody who you feel is very spiritually connected. You may be getting a reading from someone like me that you trust. You may be just getting good advice, especially from a female, a mother, a sister, a female friend, even a male who has a more feminine energy, somebody who has your best interest at heart and who gives really good advice about this sort of thing, right? Because they're psychic, right? They're getting their information from elsewhere. But also they have a lot of life experience. So I do feel like there's someone you're going to have to cut off from, or someone you're going to have to hurt in order to seek what's best for you, Scorpio, in 2020. So, it's a hard decision, but only hard in the sense that you do have to hurt somebody and that you care about, because I do feel like you're doing so because you really have met a soulmate energy here for many of you. For many of you, it's going to be a very interesting year on the love front, is putting it mildly. But yeah, I do see you. Now if you're single right now, it could just be that you're dating someone and perhaps it gets quite serious. Maybe things move rather quickly and then you meet this other person. So it doesn't have to be this long marriage that you, for some of you, it could be that you have just moved in with someone when you meet this other person. That's a little more That's a little bit like, oh, geez. And I just see you saying that, like, oh, hell, of course this had to show. I just see you feeling that way, of course. This is the way life goes. I think I've met, finally this person. And then it turns out that, it's feast or famine, right? Have so much trouble meeting one right person, and then you meet two. So it's that kind of situation here, Scorpio. But let's see what your major arcana card is. And if you're the one that's getting your heart broken, Scorpio, you're going to know it's coming. But I really don't get that energy from either of these people because they're both good people. And I really feel like for a lot of you, this is the same energy. I don't know that for many of you, I'm seeing the person that you're breaking up with at all, because this year is all about this person you really connect with. And they're both in the upright. So I feel like for most of you, and you Scorpios know you're heartbreakers. But because your theme is the star for the whole year. Les étoiles in this deck. This could be an Aquarius because this card is associated with Aquarius. So yeah, this Aquarius person for many of you. This is a card about healing, renewed hope. And when we're talking about a card that's a theme for the year, you usually experience both extremes, okay? You pulled it in the upright, so you're definitely going to experience the highs of this card, which is renewed hope, renewed faith in something. Yes, I can meet somebody. Yes, soulmates exist. Yes, I can find the right job. Yes, I can make a lot of money. I'm just going to have to move for it. But then the reverse of this is giving up, hopelessness, Maybe that's how you're starting the year. Maybe that's how you felt about this past relationship, Scorpio. Now, for some of you, it could be that you are married to someone else and this person from the past, right, is coming back up. And that's what's, causing the decision. It's just it's a love triangle kind of year here, Scorpio. But, this hopelessness could be like, you could be experiencing that when you're trying to make a decision, trying to choose between two people because you don't want to hurt anyone. But it's kind of like there's no way out of this situation unless you hurt someone. For others of you, if you're starting off the year feeling kind of down, feeling kind of hopeless, feeling like, I don't believe any of that, love stuff. I don't believe there's anybody out there for me. If that's the way you're kind of feeling, hold on, because your hope's going to be reset, renewed here. The time of Aquarius could be significant too when we're talking about this card. So end of January into mid-February could be when, some of the events that we were discussing in this reading come to a head. But all in all, a good year when this is the theme of your year, right? Healing, renewal. Even if you feel like you've lost hope, you're going to get... you're going to have reasons to carry on. You're going to get signs and hints that, no, this is supposed to happen. You're where you're supposed to be. This is the wish fulfillment card also. So you're getting wish fulfillment in 2020, Scorpio. But it could be a scenario of, oh, be careful what you wish for. Be careful that if you want that ex to come back because now you're married to somebody else and here they are. And now you have to make a really tough decision. So, that is what I see for 2020 here, Scorpio. It looks like tough decisions, but it's because it's a good decision to make. It's when you're excited to make it, but don't want to make it at the same time. It's kind of that catch-22, right? So I wish you the best of luck with that, Scorpio. Thank you so much for your support. over the years here on YouTube. I want to wish you a very happy holiday season, a happy new year, and have a lovely 2020 and beyond.